I think the particular challenge that presents itself for London at the moment, and for Canary Wharf in particular, is the repurposing of existing floor space to deliver energy standards.
My priorities for London would be creating places that people want to live in and work in, and I think we've got some really good examples of where we're doing this really well already, but I just think there's lots more opportunities to kind of bring that together.
I think we want to create great places that meet everybody's needs, have good and accessible transport links, and also support everyone's health and well-being.
To really reduce that life expectancy gap, because in some parts of the capital, from one end to the other, it's 10 years, but even in a borough, it's 10 years difference between some populations and others.
A lot of things closed down and a lot of businesses are struggling. We've got to try and get things back up again and get the community involved, and not just big business.
So all sorts of reforms relating to tenant protections, more affordable tenure, new social housing, more affordable housing, disincentivizing property speculation, all sorts of the things that would make London a more livable city.
I think that every community deserves to be part of a conversation, and that means we get better spaces that the community, all those elements of the community, all enjoy.
For the policies that are no longer fit for place, fit for purpose, that we look at policy with an open mind and a willingness to redraft, rather than just carrying forward existing policy with some tweaking, because I think that's what's needed.
I think London has so many great strengths. There's brilliant public sector, private sector, very active community sector and voluntary sector, and I think if all of those could collaborate and work more closely together, then that will be to everyone's benefit.
Obviously the emphasis on social care, the bed blocking that we've just seen in the winter health crisis, all of that can be ameliorated and improved if we think about what do we do from the beginning of our lives. You know, we start with the children, start with children in school, and then, you know, hopefully put in enough preventative measures to help them on their way through. And it should be not just about creating longer lives, but longer, healthier lives in London.
Enabling sort of marketing or evidence-based planning applications that can kind of really give the local authority or the GLA the confidence that what's being delivered is the right thing for that part of London.
Really just the question of affordability, and then also a democratic process of engagement, a way that as residents we can interact with the planning process and with the political process.
I would love a policy framework to be in place that allows or has allowed the estate to evolve organically, that allows Canary Wharf to be internationally renowned, but also locally integrated, diverse and rich.
What I would love to see in 5 years' time is the sort of steps that are taken here to make sure that this is, you know, an ongoing process, not just a one-off event, but a sort of thing that as a resident of London we can count on. It'd be really lovely.
Creating places that people want to live in that aren't just, it's not just housing, it's not just jobs, it's a really good mix of all of that, and integrating with the existing communities, and not just gentrifying areas, but really creating the mixed communities that London needs.
I would love to see a London with less vehicles on the street, less noise, less pollution, more green spaces, more use of blue spaces, including the river, so that it's a green and pleasant land even within London, and that as well as being economically successful, it's thriving environmentally as well.
We do need ways of interacting with local communities, perhaps going along to the mosque, and for instance our mosque is having a party next week. You could set up better links with different communities.
The rebuild and the renewal of healthcare facilities would be fantastic, and as I say, improving those educational outcomes from the outset would be brilliant too.